Hi there, Anna here, founder of Curvy Yoga, here with you for another episode of From the Curvy Mat. Today's reader question is one that I could probably take an hour or a day to answer, but don't worry, I've boiled it down to just a few points. Okay, here's the question. How did you get started with Curvy Yoga, and how did you build it over time? See what I mean? This could be a really fun long brunch answer, but here we go. Got my top 5 tips for you. All right, the first thing that I did and that I recommend anyone do is get started. I took forever hemming and hawing and trying to decide, like, should I do this? Should I not? What should it look like? Feeling like I had to have the entire thing planned out before I could get started. And of course, that could never, ever work. There have been so many things that have come up for me with Curvy Yoga over the years that I was never planning, that were just a direct response to requests I was getting from students. So if I didn't stay in tune, if I didn't just get started and see what would happen, I know that I wouldn't be where I am today. So get going. We need your work in this world. The next thing, which is related, is to build community. I started Curvy Yoga because I had always wanted to find something like it, and I never did. So I thought I might as well start it. And what began to happen is I began connecting with people all over the world who'd been feeling the same way. It's not uncommon for curvy people to go to classes and be the only one there. And so it's easy to feel like you're the only one in the whole wide world who's practicing yoga in a curvy body. And so I think what's been really powerful about Curvy Yoga, and it certainly has been for me, is connecting people who felt alone. And as that community grew, people started giving me feedback about things that they would like to see, ways that they'd like to connect with other curvy practitioners, and that helped me to grow the website and eventually the business of Curvy Yoga. The next thing I do, and that I will share with you, is to know when you need support and get it. So for example, I have almost literally no graphic design skills. Like if I was in charge of the graphics of Curvy Yoga, it would all be Microsoft Clip Art. That is not a joke. So I hired a wonderful graphic designer to do that part of the business. And what that does is it not only makes things look better than I could ever make them look, it also frees me up to do what only I can do, which is my teaching and writing. So you may totally be a whiz at graphic design, that's just an example. But if there are things that you can't do or don't do as well, I have found investing in those things financially pays me back multiple times over. The fourth thing I'll share with you is to ride the dark night of the soul, because it will come. Honestly, some days it'll feel like it comes 5 times just in the morning. I have faced this myriad times as an entrepreneur and as a teacher, and I know that it will continue to come up. For me, self-doubt comes up in the form of, who do I think I am? Who thinks I have anything worthwhile to say? What makes me think I could put together this ebook, this teacher training, whatever. And what I've noticed over time and after talking with other teachers and entrepreneurs is that that is just part of the process. So when I see those questions come up now, they feel less like truths. So in the past when that came up, I would be like, you're right, this is a terrible idea. I am worthless. I should cancel this training. And I totally might have. But now when I see those questions, I'm like, oh, right. Here's my self-doubt. Surprise, surprise. What am I going to do now? And when I come to that, what am I going to do now? It's a lot easier for me these days to just say like, okay, this is part of the process. This always comes up. I'm going to just keep moving right along. My last bit of advice and what has really helped me grow Curvy Yoga in a way that works for me is to only do and be what is truly me. So what I mean by that is that just because a lot of yoga teachers do something or want something doesn't mean it works for you. Here's an example for me. Many yoga teachers desire to have a career where they go on the road and they teach. So they're traveling every week, every other week, every month, whatever works for their schedule, and that's something that they want to continue to do more of. Not me. I like to be at home most of the time. So while I'm willing to do some travel, and I love meeting students so much, like it's really fun for me to do that, I knew that I didn't want to have a career where I was constantly on the road and where I was doing that more and more and more. So I had to think outside the box. I had to think about how am I going to grow my teaching and share Curvy Yoga with all the people I want to share it with, which is so many people. I want everyone to know that they can do yoga regardless of their shape or size. And that is what opened up all the things I now offer online and that I offer in Nashville and people come see me for. So really think about like what works for you. I have found that when I'm in my element, I feel the best and I'm best able to share with my students in a way that is most resonant for them. If I was on the road every week going from town to town, I would just be like a wreck. The students would be like, who is this person and why don't they take a nap? So I'm really grateful to be in my element most of the time. So now let us know in the comments below, what has helped you to build something you have dreamed about, whether it's a career or something you do with your family or a side passion, anything like that. What's helped you build it over time? Thanks for being here. If you enjoyed this video, if you know somebody else who you think would be interested, I would love for you to share it on Facebook or Twitter. Come hang out with me on the Curvy Yoga Facebook or Twitter page. And if you'd love a little more Curvy Yoga in your life, go to my website, sign up, and you'll get 2 free chapters of my book, Permission to Curve. Bye!